So no more Netflix and chill. At least that's what they're saying. Netflix and chill no more. Netflix and pay your bills. Welcome to your support group podcast where we talk about topics that concern you. As always, I'm joined by Q. Yep. So today we're going to talk about no more Netflix and chill. And Ivana Trump, who just recently passed, God bless the dead. We'll have a discussion about that. Support group. Let's cue the intro. Let's do what we do. Yes, support group. All right, Q. So I just want to go ahead and hurry up and jump in before the gremlins come back and they decide to go yang, 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 yang. Because if you don't know, look, we've been dealing with some gremlins at your support group podcast. Don't
Yes,
know why stuff just randomly just stop working sometimes. It just does it. But
yes.
hey, that's just part of the business. But yeah, so the thing that I want to talk about the most is what is up with Netflix? Because during the pandemic, I thought they was doing pretty good because everybody was at home watching Netflix. But come to find out, they were doing pretty bad.
Yeah,
Like people were leaving.
by the millions.
Yeah, by the millions. Are you a Netflix user?
I am.
Me too. Me too.
Some of my favorite shows are on Netflix.
What's your favorite show?
So I got really involved in The Last Kingdom with your boy Alexander Draymond.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of like way back in the day, like in the 800s and stuff. That whole time when England was conquering everything and a lot of sword fighting because I'm a big knife person. So I used to imagine myself shing, shing, shing. But
Okay.
and Black Lightning and Green Leaf, just to name a few.
I think Netflix has most of the shows that everybody watches.
Yeah. Yes.
And everybody can tell you their favorite show on Netflix. But I think most of the problem is with Netflix that everybody has somebody else's Netflix account.
Ooh, that's terrible. Mm-mm.
And I think that's where they're losing money. Because
Right.
I think during the pandemic, everybody kind of found a way to consolidate. So you
Hmm.
had like aunties and uncles was like, look, you can use my Netflix account.
Right.
And so like the whole entire family is joined this one Netflix account.
Yeah.
And then they unsubscribe themselves. So that's why they're losing all these customers. I think what they're recently trying to do, or what they're currently on their way to doing, they partner with Microsoft to help put commercials onto Netflix, which makes it basically Hulu. So are you going to a Hulu format where I have to pay $1.99
Yeah.
because you showing me commercials, or excuse me, because you're showing me commercials, or do I still pay the same rate or fee, um, and you're going to still show me commercials? I think it would really suck if I was binge watching one of my favorite shows, which is Stranger Things.
Uh-huh.
I'm all caught up though. But if I was binge watching that, and especially especially these last couple episodes where they was like an hour and a half and 2 hours, and it was commercials in between that, I
Yeah.
think I would just completely just lose interest and turn off. Um, I think what they're going to really have to do is focus in on how to get, because they just kept on increasing the rate. And I think they need to focus on how to get those people back. And I think they really need to focus on lowering the rate, but also too, um, part of it is creating that tiered plan where they can show advertising. So if you want to show me advertising, well, I only want to pay $1.99 because you about to get the bank.
Right.
But yeah, Netflix and chill as you know it, it ain't finna be keep on happening because I don't think one, well, Roe versus Wade, I don't think you want to Netflix and chill no more anyway.
Yeah, you might want
Es- Especially if you're staying in one of those states where you can't get one of those oopsie pills or something like that. Yeah, I don't think you want to Netflix and chill. It's more like Hulu and sit your butt down somewhere
to. Right.
and watch Family Guy or something
Yeah.
because it ain't finna go down. Um, but I think they need to really figure out who's the plan borrowers. I
Right.
mean,
When I heard that people were doing that, I told one of my line sisters, I said, why would you let someone have access to your account? Because with that, people can go and look at your bank information. So, no, I don't want nobody having access to any credit cards or debit cards or any checking accounts. Like, no, sorry, you gonna have to get your own plan. I don't care if you are my Uncle Tommy or Auntie Lulabelle, you gonna have to get your own. I don't care if you change
like that,
every
like
diaper.
that old
I
BET
don't know.
commercial. hmm Like that old BET commercial when it was like, "No, no, my brother, you must go get your own." When they were talking
Exactly.
about the record,
Yes, you gonna have to go get your own. Because I don't play
but
that. I don't
you
play that.
can create like guest accounts and children accounts where you can block that information.
Okay.
Um, all my kids, like their tablets and cell phones, was all signed into my Disney account. They can't see like my credit card information or billing or
Okay.
touch any of that. Like I'm the admin. They can't touch none of that. Only
Okay.
thing they could do is just change the Outlook or what's being saved on their personal sign in or login. And you can passcode protect a lot of stuff nowadays too. So I think Netflix kind of made it too easy to do it.
Uh-huh. Right.
In a sense of like, yeah, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm cool with you, using this account. But um like they are busing people, like they're catching them slowly but surely, but it's kind of hard if you got multiple people in the household doing it here, and then you got multiple people in the household doing it here. So it's like, okay, well, the data says they're consistently using it here and there. Which one is the the borrowed account? And you can't shut them off. Well, you can shut it all off and then notify them on why it completely shut down, or and then risk losing the customer, which they really don't want to do right now. So I
Well,
mean, it's
it poses a problem because, like for us, I had to go training in Baltimore for 6 weeks, and the hotel that I stayed at allowed me to use my Netflix account. But I also knew the family back in North Carolina was using Netflix as well. So it's like, how do you combat it though? They didn't. It's not. I don't think they had the forethought about how to control it to keep people from piggybacking off the same account.
right. It's kind of like something my dad always said. He'd be like, "Right plan, wrong man,"
Right.
something like that. I think they had a great plan when they created Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix wiped out everything, Blockbuster, even Redbox. Yeah, so I don't think they can really figure out a way to get rid of it without losing billions of customers and also to billions of dollars. Um, I think uh, next week will really determine what happens next for them. If their earnings are way lower or it's a lot more earnings per share, then they may actually survive or either kind of start going really downhill from there. And then shows. I mean, they've made money. How can I'm just I'm kind of torn because with all these Netflix specials, Kevin Hart and all this other stuff that they got, they made money, survived, even though they don't have the customer base. I mean, people are watching. People are paying. Somebody's paying for it. They're not watching for free. All of them. Somebody's paying for it. So, I mean, we'll just see what happens next week with them because I think that it would really be sad if they die out and Disney buys them.
That could happen, because you remember before Disney came out with their stuff, a lot of Disney movies were on Netflix. And then they were like, now we got to make our own stuff, take all our movies off your crap. I was like, Disney went rogue on y'all. So it's kind of like I always refer it to the situation with Polaroid. When you don't have the forethought to get on, see what's happening, like you don't analyze the market. Digital cameras were coming out, and Polaroid was still people still like the and like now you need to get on these digital cameras, Polaroid, and it's like, can you even find a Polaroid camera nowadays? They kind of went by the wayside. It's like you got to have the forethought to already be moving ahead. Like they had the forethought to come up with the Netflix and destroy Blockbuster and them, but then Disney was like, okay, well we're gonna do it too. We're gonna
Right.
drop this big joker on your little joker. No, we're gonna take the book. So they here we are. And
Yeah.
it's just the same thing is kind of happening with Spectrum too, because I went turned in my boxes. I was like, it don't make sense for me to be paying y'all $90 for what? For what?
I mean, I still use them for internet,
Yeah, I got great
which
internet.
is depending on where you live, is some of the most expensive internet. Like I know my mom and dad, they live in the city of Charlotte,
Hmm.
and I live outside of Charlotte. So because they live inside of the city of Charlotte, they paying like $40 for internet, where I'm paying like, huh? That same thing I said, because I'm paying like $80 for internet. Yeah, and I'm thankful because they gave me business boxes. So my internet is like super fast. Like it's too fast for some of the stuff that I got in the house. Like I think like something I had and it would not pick up the 5G because it was so fast that it was just blowing it out the water.
Yeah,
And it would only pick up the 2G and the 2G was fast by itself. So um it's crazy when you think about how much streaming services have eliminated the use for just things like regular TV or cable, and to think that one of the biggest giants is now facing possible extinction or even having to backtrack on some of the things that made them great is crazy. And I think like somebody, like I said, somebody like Disney is kind of salivating at this moment because they made this deal where it was like, okay, once we come out with our streaming service, we'll give y'all a couple of more years to keep our movies and our TV shows on there. And then once it's all over, we get it back. But don't worry, in 10 years, we'll give it back to you. That was basically saying, in 10 years, we'll go ahead and buy you.
yeah. After you then went belly up, we gonna go ahead and snatch you up.
Oh yeah, because the Dave Chappelle specials and the Kevin Hart things and all the Stranger Things and everything like that. Um, the only other one that they could probably slide to is probably HBO Max, and they don't seem too stable.
Yeah,
So I, it's just something else when you think about where your Netflix and chill could possibly be going. that and that's crazy that they coined that whole saying just to keep customers or people coming to Netflix, and it didn't work at the time where everybody was in the house, because it was a pandemic and nobody wanted to chill with nobody. No, you might have the cooties. You might
yeah,
have that thing.
exactly.
Mm.
Oh well,
Yeah,
we
we'll
shall
see
see.
what happens next week.
We'll see.
So I want to jump to the next subject, and like I said previously, I don't like speaking ill of the dead. God rest her soul. I want to talk about Ivana Trump. I I think that she, out of all of Trump's wives, was the one with the most gumption and an enterprise mind and creativeness to create her own lane. She didn't really, it didn't even really seem like once it was all said and done, she was still good. She didn't need his money. She had her own fashion line and everything already set up and stuff. And I think that it goes to show that, and also too, as I noted in notes, she was actually doing like a lot of managing for their properties. Like she managed some of their bigger properties and actually took was the caretaker for them, which was something crazy because the Trump family, they kept it all in the family,
Right.
but she had that entrepreneurial mind to keep everything going and probably made him more money as his wife than when when they was divorced. She probably took a lot of money from him. But like I said, God rest his soul, and I won't speak ill of the dead. But I wonder now, does that NDA after death become free? Does that NDA drop after death? Does uh, police reports and different things like that start dropping after she's passed because Trump might want to start ducking um, if some of that stuff starts leaking out now that she's gone. Um, and I I don't know how the law works, but that would be something crazy to just happen like that.
Hmm. Well, who would leak it? She's gone. She took all the information with her.
Yeah, and
Unless
first
you,
of all, I want to be clear. It's a crazy thing when you got to make a wife or ex-wife sign an NDA.
yeah, yeah. Well,
That
I started reading his niece's book, the one she wrote about him. I didn't read it all, but from what I was reading, the first few chapters, I was like, wow, dude was something. So if she got anything like that, like a secret memoir hiding under the mattress or something like that, would you know what I'm saying? And it just
yeah,
accidentally got leaked.
that would almost be like an extinction level event for him. Like it would really like uh, I, if I was him, I would be more kind to people for the next couple of weeks, just in the thought that it could be something like that out there, just sitting there, just waiting. You
Yeah,
know, like she gave it to a lawyer. If I die, he can't sue nothing. Because all the money going to the kids and the grandkids, so he can't sue nothing. So here you go, put this out.
yeah. So,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
but
happens.
one thing I say is a lot of times when people say, "You making me look bad," it's like if you weren't doing bad things, you wouldn't look bad. So, whatever he has out there, people could only speak whatever truth and experiences they had. So, he worries a lot about looking bad, but it's like these are things you've actually done, sir. So nobody's making you look bad. If they look bad, it's because they are bad and you did them.
You did that.
You did
Nobody did that but you. You
that.
know.
It's your own fault.
Um. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Like I said, my heart goes out to the children. Because like I said, I don't like speaking ill of the dead. And I
Yeah,
wish them all the heartfelt grievances to get it
right.
together. Because when anybody died, no matter the age or how they went out, it's still hard. So especially when it's your mother or your grandmother or somebody that you're real close to. So if you haven't had the opportunity to go check out our website, out, tell me what you like, tell me what you dislike. Tune in to your support group, share, subscribe, put it on replay. Matter of fact, I'll do the nice tender voice for you. Um, Go to sleep with it. Go to sleep with it and let the algorithm just keeps on replaying it and
Yes.
replaying it and replaying it. It's all right. You can do that. And If you want to know that website, it's www.ysgpodcast.com, and where we got blogs, cool shirts like this, got Q stuff, got my stuff. Link up with us and enjoy this podcast, because we're going to keep on coming with more and more craziness. And that's just because of me. Q is the normal person. I'm the crazy one. So if you haven't heard nobody tell you this today, that they love you, we do. So thank you. Tune in, and we'll holler at you later. Peace. Oh, yeah. One last thing, too. If you're wondering why the camera change is, remember what I told you. We got them gremlins. Bye. Yes, support group. Yes.